Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at Ohio Health.
Battle of the Unbeatens here in Lucasville. It's SOC2 football on week 5 of this Ohio high school football season in 2025, and it's a big one. It's the Wheelersburg Pirates taking on the Valley Indians in a battle for not only the right to remain unbeaten, but for SOC2 superiority. As we welcome you to tonight's presentation of Ohio High School football on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health. Carson Francis and Shane Combs joining you tonight. As always, Shane, there's been a lot of hype surrounding this one. We know that Wheelersburg, year in, year out, always one of the best teams in the area. Valley having a resurgent year. They're off to their first 4-0 start in a long time. This is a big one and a great crowd on hand tonight.
Well, no question. It certainly checks all the boxes. As always, it's awesome to be with you for Football Friday night. And, yeah, when you prepare for this, as I said, it has a little bit of everything. It has the two teams that still looking for that perfection throughout the course of the year. You throw in good league rivalry, incredible atmosphere, awesome facility down here at Valley. They always take care of us and do things in a classy way. And, yeah, look, I mean, coming off an incredible volleyball experience last night, and hopefully we can follow it up here on Sosa with another instant classic tonight on the football side.
These two teams have had a great showing on the defensive side of the ball so far. Wheelersburg giving up on average 5.5 points a game. They pitched their first shutout, a 35-0 win last week against Northwest. Meanwhile, for Valley, they've given up 10 points all season long. I can imagine that a lot of people coming into this one are expecting this one to be a slugfest.
Well, I think so. It'll be good physicality on both sides of the ball. As much as we like to reinvent it sometimes as fans, what coaches will tell you is it comes down to some of the basic stuff, right? The blocking, the tackling, taking care of the football, winning the battle with the turnovers, winning special teams. And you talk about special teams, we're talking about 2 outstanding kickers tonight too. So I think that's going to have a lot to do with field position and certainly a night where if you make mistakes, that's going to be costly against the opponent that's on the other side.
And someone who will be playing in this game who has not made a lot of mistakes recently is Wheelersburg quarterback Braylon Rucker. Last week, almost perfect in the win over Northwest. 17 of 18 passing, 167 yards for a touchdown. He also carried the ball 6 times for 54 yards, scored 1 on the ground as well. He's completed 73% of his passes coming into this game.
Well, and it gives you such comfort as a coach in your play calling too, because you know when you have someone like that touching the ball on every offensive play, you just feel comfortable that you're always going to have people in the right spots and that he's going to make the right decision. Can beat you both with the arm and with the feet a little bit. So certainly at the top of the Valley scouting report for sure.
And for Valley, their run game has been in their DNA. You and John on Overtime presented by Perfection One this past week talked about the 1-2 punch in that Valley backfield with Anthony Aaron and Gabe McNeil. It's going to be kind of a pick-your-poison night for this Wheelersburg defense, a true test against this Valley run game.
Well, I think you mentioned the duo, and that's the key. You know, there's a lot of great individual backs throughout the area, no question about it. When it comes to a 1-2 punch, I think Valley presents quite a challenge, and it allows both of them to stay fresh when they're on the field together. It kind of you can't just lock your eyeballs in on one of them, and they can move them around and do a lot of different things.
Anthony Aaron, the dynamic back for the Valley Indians last week in a 25-3 win over Waverly, carried the ball 25 times for 158 yards. The transfer from Columbus Walnut Ridge last season, as you see the Indians taking the field in front of their home crowd for the first time tonight. Anthony Aaron has been a star this season, to say the least.
Yeah, it really has. And watching him on film, I'm anxious to see him in person. And as you mentioned, as Valley takes the field here on the home side, incredible crowd here this evening. And you can tell just kind of, you and I have been down here now for about an hour and a half, 2 hours before the game, and you can kind of just sense the excitement as people started to come in. They're excited about the undefeated start this year.
And another thing, too, this Valley program is eager for a win against the Black and Orange. They haven't beaten Wheelersburg since 2013. It's been a long time coming.
Well, I would say they can join the club with quite a few teams when it comes to not beating Wheelersburg very often. But look, this is what you want, right? Wheelersburg has set a standard for quite some time. You know, they're going to come in here tonight and do things the right way. They're going to come in with a lot of confidence in terms of who they are and what their program represents. And if you're Valley, what an opportunity. You know, you're playing here in front of your home crowd, and you're off to the great start this season, a lot of excitement. I think the first 5-6 minutes here could be really big just for Valley to settle into the game here and kind of get comfortable.
Wheelersburg 4-0 on the year. They've beaten Kip Columbus in week 1. Their weeks 2 and 3 probably have been their biggest tests up to this point. They played Archbishop McNicholas out of Cincinnati, a 10-7 win there, and then made the trip up to Jackson, a 17-7 win against the Ironmen, their first since 2018, and then, as I mentioned earlier, a 35-0 shutout win against Northwest.
Yeah, certainly battle-tested. As you mentioned, the second and third week there really caught the attention, and getting a chance to watch some of the Jackson game. Just real impressed with their discipline on the defensive side of the ball. You know, they're real steady at each part of the defense. They're going to be physical up front. They've got great athletes, great skill kids as well, and they present quite a challenge, and that showed up for sure, winning some of those lower scoring games, especially there in week 2. That jumped out at me in comparison to last year's game against that opponent and the strides that Wheelersburg's made over the last 12 months.
The kickoff team for the Wheelersburg Pirates takes the field. Cooper Heimbach set to kick things off for the Pirates.
And Carson, if you haven't seen these two kickers yet, fans in for quite a treat. Watching them put on quite a show here in the pregame, going both ways. This will be fun to watch. Field position will be a premium, and they'll play a big role in it.
Jet Hall and Gabe McNeil, the two deep men back for the Valley Indians. Heimbach walks back, set to kick things away. Battle of the unbeatens in the Southern Ohio Conference were underway from Lucasville as McNeil fields this at the 2-yard line. McNeil trying to get through traffic up the middle of the field. Wrestled down at the 30-yard line by Jay King, and Valley out on offense to start. One thing we do want to mention is that we are having some technical issues reading the clock. We will try and keep you updated on time as best as we can right now. 11:55 left in the first quarter. This quarterback Hunter Cunningham leads the Valley Indians offense out. 4 for 5, 63 yards passing, and a touchdown last week in the win over Waverly. They'll start at their own 33. Aaron to the left and McNeil to the right of Hunter Cunningham. First and 10, Cunningham bobbles the snap, keeps it, tosses it out to McNeil. McNeil trying to get outside, but he's stopped in the backfield. Hunter Bivens makes the play on the blitz. Loss of about 4 with 11:40 left in the first.
Yeah, good penetration there, good assignment football, and they were able to string it out there and make a nice tackle in space. And this is what you do not want if you're Valley when you're trying to lean on the run game. Get in behind the chains there, and it starts to get the down and distance not in your favor.
Now 11:20 on the clock, 2nd and 13 at the 29. Cunningham looking downfield for McNeil. It's through his hands, almost intercepted. Cunningham lofted that one in the air, and Kenyon Evans almost had a walking pick six.
Yeah, you could see Evans was reading it all the way, and he'd probably like to have that one back. Certainly made a good play on the ball there. And then third and long. Wheelersburg defense got them right where they want them. Let's see if they choose to bring pressure here or force things underneath.
Again, this is a Wheelersburg defense that has been stout, to say the least, through 4 games. 3rd and 13, 11-14 on the clock. Cunningham hands it off. It's Anthony Aaron. Aaron gets stopped, and he's going nowhere. Brady Dawson, Gabe Vaughters in on the stop, and it's 4th down. And Valley sending out the punt team.
Well, great start for the Wheelersburg defense. And Carson, I thought the key was winning first down. Like anytime you're going up against the running attack, if you can force them into more of the passing situation, you obviously got them where you want them. So, again, I think first down is going to play a key role in tonight's game.
Jalen Bender to punt it away. It's a sky-high punt. And fielded by Kenyon Evans at the 40. Evans trying to split the defense, and he doesn't get very far. Taken down right at the 40, and that's where the Pirates will start things off tonight.
Nice job of Evans to come up and field that ball and not let it down on the turf. You never know what type of bounce it'll take. Comes up and fields it cleanly. And we talked about field position here in the early going. I would say more on the Berg side here if you see they get a chance to start here at the 40-yard line.
With 10:34 remaining in the first, Braylon Rucker and this Wheelersburg offense taking the field for the first time tonight. Good field position to start for the Pirates. 1st and 10 at the 40. Rucker in the shotgun. Rucker drops back. He's taking a shot to start the game, and it's caught. Down the seam, he will score. Touchdown, Pirates. Xavier Miller from 60 yards out.
Yeah, outstanding throw. They get what they want. Protection is absolutely perfect. No one around the feet at all. Steps right into the throw and throws a strike. And what a start for Wheelersburg. Complimentary football. Special teams win the field position. Defense does their job, and then offense strikes quick.
Braylon Rucker to Xavier Miller on the first play from scrimmage. What a start for the Pirates. Heimback out for the extra point. Good snap, hold, and that kick is more than good, as one play is all it takes for Wheelersburg to take an early 7-0 lead here at Valley. We'll step aside very briefly. You're watching Ohio High School football on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Hey, Mike Glockner here from the Glockner family of dealerships. Want to talk to you about our express service that we offer at every Glockner location. Did you know that you don't need an appointment if you need a routine service done to your vehicle? All you have to do is show up. No appointment necessary. Stop by and let us serve you at any Glockner location today.
One play, 60 yards. All it takes for Wheelersburg to get on the board first with 10:26 left in this first quarter. Braylon Rucker to Xavier Miller for an easy score.
Well, I love the play call. And you have the confidence to do that again because of the field position. I started here with the kickoff before with a kicker just short of the goal line. Let's see what they do this time.
Shorter kick this time from Cooper Heimbach, and this one will roll out of bounds for a penalty. Smart decision from Jet Hall, letting that thing roll out of bounds.
Yeah, sometimes, Carson, just because you can kick it in the end zone, some coaches like to kick it deeper inside the 10 if they can place it and kind of force the return game to see if they can't win even a little bit better field position.
And when you have guys like McNeil and Jet Hall in that return game, it's kind of a smart idea to maybe kick it short and let someone else return it. And if it goes out of bounds, you're just happy to miss the chance of a return.
Yeah, it's kind of a pick your poison type of situation for sure. Let's see here on first down if Valley can have more of a positive play. I thought that's where the first drive went wrong. If you're not familiar with Valley, they do so much on the ground. What happens is if you get behind the chains, you get in that 2nd and long, 3rd and long, especially back here on the negative side of the field where you're not in the 4-down territory. I can't stress enough how important it is that they can run for 3.5, 4.5 yards on first down.
10:26 still on the clock. Indians will start at their own 35. A 3 and out on their initial possession. We'll see how this offense tries to settle in here. Anthony Aaron to the right of Cunningham, and the officials will stop play momentarily.
McNeil coming out into the slot a little bit. They'll use him in a lot of different ways, and they'll do some pre-snap things. And if you're Wheelersburg, you try to get your eyeballs on where the 2 star running backs are lining up. That's where all that film work comes in handy come Friday night.
We're set to go here, 1st and 10 at the 35. Aaron motions, and another stoppage before the play can develop. They just say no noisemakers during play?
Yeah, once they get close to that, that's one of those OHSAA things that over the years can kind of be. Yeah, I hear a lot of different interpretations on it.
The 3rd time's a charm here. 1st and 10 at the 35 for the Valley Indians. And they just can't get anything going right here. As not sure what the stoppage is this time. The refs are heading over to the Wheelersburg sideline.
Looks like they've located something up here. I know down in the students here on the Valley side, they have a couple of different things. I thought he said noisemaker, and I know that's something that they've talked about over the years.
Well, whatever it was, the Wheelersburg crowd did not like it one bit. The officials still over on that Wheelersburg sideline.
This is something you don't see in football as much. Sometimes you see it more in the gymnasium side of things. But the one thing is, it looks like Valley was trying to run the same play. You know, you have what you want as your first down play, and you've given Wheelersburg like 3 looks at it because they come out of the huddle and get in formation, and then we have stoppage once again.
It looks like someone is about to be escorted out of this game. Coach Rob Woodward has made his way over to the stands to tell his fan base, you guys got to calm down.
Well, and again, I don't want to speculate. Like he had said something about noisemakers. I thought he was talking originally maybe about the student section or so forth. But, I mean, he had come from this near side, so whatever he ended up seeing about 70 or 80 yards away, he was pretty confident in what he had seen.
Now Coach Woodward makes his way over to the Wheelersburg student section, and he's letting his student fan base know, hey, you guys got to calm down. We're trying to play some football. The second you think you've seen it all, you realize you haven't.
Well, I've seen some various things like that inside in the gym. I'll be honest, I've never really seen it to that extent at the football field.
10:26 on the clock, 1st and 10. Here's a throw to McNeil. It's caught down the seam, but tackled right away by Brew Hansel. Hunter Cunningham finds Gabe McNeil, first completion of the game.
Yeah, nice high percentage throw. Get Cunningham off to a nice start, and it's another way to get the ball in the hands of McNeil. Probably going to stretch that up to about 7 yards.
We'll call it 2nd and 3 with just under 10 minutes on the clock. Loaded backfield with Hunter Cunningham. Aaron to his left, McNeil on his right. 2nd down and 3. Here's a handoff to Aaron. Aaron trying to work upfield. He gets tagged. After a gain of about a yard, Luke Coons makes the hit, and he's fired up.
Yeah, outstanding from the linebacker spot there. And usually when you get a linebacker on a stretch play, Carson, running that freely, that tells you some guys up front doing a real quality job as well. So give a lot of credit to McGraw and Shepard and Emnett up front doing a good job not letting the linemen get to that second level.
No gain on the play, 3rd and 3 at the 42, 9:07 on the clock. Cunningham fakes the handoff, trying to find McNeil. It's caught. McNeil
He
into
could
the
go.
open field. Gabe McNeil, 20, 10, touchdown Indians. 58 yards. Catch and run by Gabe McNeil.
Well, again, they put him in the slot. This time they go far side, and all it is a way to get the ball to him in space, and as he turns, it just becomes a foot race, and that's the ability to hit the home run, and they're able to strike right back and answer Berg's big play.
Jalen Bender to kick the extra point to tie this game. High snap, hold, kick is good. Valley answers right back with a 58-yard touchdown to Gabe McNeil. And we're all tied at 7.
Yeah, great answer from Valley. It'd be easy in this atmosphere to be shell-shocked a little bit. Wheelersburg comes out first play from scrimmage. They toss it over the top for a 60-yard score. You come right back, and I like the throw underneath to get Cunningham started. Then they move McNeil over to the slot or to the receiver spot over on the left side. Just get the ball to him, and he turns. And like I said, he had a crease, and once it had become a foot race, he certainly showed the ability to hit the home run.
We've seen Gabe McNeil do some damage in the backfield, but recently Valley's been utilizing him in the passing game, and it's worked to perfection. His second straight game with a receiving touchdown.
A lot of times if you're going to struggle in the trenches in certain matchups, you got to be creative in terms of figuring out how to get your playmakers the ball, and especially in space, and give Valley a lot of credit there in terms of some play design and play calls.
Bender to kick it away. It'll be Bryson Longfellow and Bryson Monovan back to return for the Pirates. Good boot from Bender, and this will sail into the end zone for a touchback. What a kick from Jalen Bender. And some extracurriculars on the play here is some sidelines clearing.
Well, and again, you get one of these situations, we talked about it, anytime you have one of those extracurricular after the whistle and it comes on a kickoff play, it becomes really difficult to sort out because you have people running on, you have people running off in a normal situation. So technically at a smaller school, again, I know they play both ways or play a lot of different special teams, but you could certainly have like 44 people coming on and off the field, and it really, I thought everybody did a nice job of getting that under control there. It looked like you had a couple guys get tangled up. They had that problem solved, but one of the teammates came in for his buddy, didn't quite like what was going on there, and it kind of led to some things after the whistle.
Similar to what we saw a couple weeks ago at Hillsborough and West, we had something similar happen on a kickoff. Just took a little bit to sort out what all was going on.
Well, the absolute no matter what the sport is, leaving the sideline, leaving the bench, leaving the dugout, whatever sport we're talking about, that's the absolute no-no. The point I was making there, is it becomes very hard to justify or to decipher who's supposed to be on the sideline, who's supposed to be on the field.
Looks like the two penalties they will offset. So after the touchback from Jalen Bender, Wheelersburg will start on their own 20-yard line.
Certainly haven't lacked any intensity to this point, which we thought it would be pretty intense, and it certainly has been to this point.
Not even 4 minutes into this game, and this place is rocking. Emotions are high already. Here's a handoff to Kenyon Evans on the end around. Evans trying to break a tackle. He does. Evans across the 50. Tries to cut it back. Evans makes two-man miss. Kenyon Evans. Are you kidding me? Touchdown Wheelersburg. 80 yards.
Wow. That's just a big-time effort. That's an athlete taking a play that would be maybe 8, 9, 10 yards for maybe the average runner. And what's he do? He takes it across field, makes a couple guys miss, cuts it back in, and takes it all the way to the house. What a big-time athlete, big-time play.
Flag is down after the play. But Shane, Wheelersburg, 2 plays, 2 touchdowns, one from 60 yards out, one from 80 yards out.
Well, and again, it just shows their ability with their athleticism to make the big play. I know some of their games have been lower scoring, and that might tell us a little bit about the defenses they've been up against. Certainly tonight, they brought the big plays along with them on the bus in their trip from Berg down here to Valley.
Officials discussing the penalty with Wheelersburg head coach Rob Woodward. Call a personal foul on Valley that will be enforced on the kickoff. Cooper Heimbach out to attempt the extra point, was 5 for 5 in the win over Northwest. He's 13 of 13 on the year. And that kick is blocked. His first miss of the season on a PAT is blocked. And our score remains 13-7 after the 80-yard end around from Kenyon Evans. You're watching Ohio High School football on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Glo Fiber is now in Ohio. And with gig speed fiber internet, we're keeping things real. As in real, reliable speeds. Real people who really want to talk to you. Not to mention, real simple pricing. Switch to Glo Fiber today to get real fast, real reliable fiber internet and your first month free. Glo Fiber is here. Welcome to Glo-Hio. Call 1-833-WANT-GLO or visit glofiber.com to switch today.
13-7. Not even 4 minutes into this game here in Lucasville. The 80-yard end-around score from Kenyon Evans. He danced all across the field on his way to the end zone.
Well, it's just a special individual effort for sure. And, you know, Carson, what's starting to break out here a little bit is, you know, we think of this physical run game all on both sides. What you're finding is the big play has been the big factor to this point, and we might be in for one of those good old-fashioned shootouts.
The penalty allows Wheelersburg to kick it off from the Valley 45, and Heimbach has no problem sending that one through the back of the end zone.
Yeah, when it went ahead and kicked it deep, I was wondering with the penalty and that opportunity if they might put something on the ground there, some sort of a onside type of kick, something they can make a play on, but they go ahead and just kick it on through and go with the 20-yard line. Certainly good field position from a Wheelersburg defensive perspective.
Now 1st and 10 for the Indians at their own 20. So 58-yard catch and run from Gabe McNeil put the Indians on the board. Let's see how they respond to the other long touchdown from Wheelersburg. Cunningham swings it out to Aaron in the backfield. Aaron trying to work around his blocker. He gets almost nowhere on that play, taken down by Landon McGraw and Brady Doss on the assisted tackle.
Yeah, nice job by Wheelersburg to string the play out. And what that allowed is everybody to flow to the football. By the time he tried to cut it back, he probably had 7, 8 different white jerseys into the mix.
Call it a gain of 1 on the play. 2nd down and 9 at the 21. 2 receivers out to the far side. 2nd down, flag on the play.
Thought we had some movement. Looks like came from the defensive side.
Call encroachment on Wheelersburg. That gives Valley a free 5 yards.
Well, it certainly changes the down and distance here. You're deep in your territory. Go from 2nd and 9 to 2nd and 4. And from a Valley perspective, Carson, that certainly changes up some of the different things you can bring out of the playbook.
Second and 4 at the 26. Loaded backfield once again. They'll send Aaron behind Cunningham and some movement on the play again. And that'll back Valley up the 5 yards they just got after the false start from Phoenix Young.
Yeah, you get the freebie and give it right back, and you know now you go back to the original part of your play calling sheet, back to 2nd and 9.
Now under 7 minutes left in the first quarter, 13-7 here from Valley. Battle of the unbeatens in the SOC2. Valley coming in with wins over Paint Valley, Fayetteville, Piketon, and last week against Waverly. Here's Anthony Aaron on a second down carry, and he's stuffed. Luke Coons and Hunter Henderson stormed the backfield and closed the road for Anthony Aaron. It's 3rd and long.
Yeah, Aaron certainly had a lot of eyeballs on him here in the early going. He's had 3 carries for -4 yards. He did have the 1 catch out here on the near side for a yard where they're trying to get him the ball in different ways. But you can tell Wheelersburg locked in on trying to take number 22 away.
3rd and 12 from the 18. Trips on the near side. Cunningham fakes the give, surveying the field. He's looking to take a shot, launches one, it's picked off. Elijah Brown trying to cut to the outside, and he's tackled at the 25. Elijah Brown with the interception and sets up Wheelersburg in perfect position to make it a 2-score game.
Outstanding discipline from a variety of players in the Wheelersburg secondary, and Brown included. Cunningham got to the outside, and certainly the ability to run or pass. Wheelersburg secondary with great knowledge of where the sticks were at and where Cunningham needed to get to. They kind of stay back, bait into the throw, and Brown makes the play, and now Wheelersburg knocking on the door one more time.
First interception of the year for Elijah Brown. Wheelersburg starting in enemy territory. 1st and 10, it's a handoff. No, Rucker's going to keep it, and Braylon Rucker will walk into the end zone. 3 plays, 3 touchdowns for this Wheelersburg offense.
25 yards, great ball handling. You could tell that the entire defense went with the back. He pulls it back, and he probably won't have a more open path to the end zone than that throughout the year, and Wheelersburg clicking on all cylinders, that's for sure.
Now the officials are having a conversation back at the start of the play. There's no marker down. Yeah, that play had me faked out. I thought Elijah Brown had it, and then next thing I know, Braylon Rucker's got the ball. He's walking right into the end zone.
Yeah, really good ball handling. You see the quarterbacks that run those option-style plays the best are the ones that can hold that ball in there as long as possible and pull it out and really hide that thing well. And then obviously, you know, Rucker has proven capable not just as a thrower but as a runner as well coming into the game. And we still have a lot going on that we're trying to sort out on several levels here this evening.
So Braylon Rucker retaking the field. Is the touchdown getting waved off? I believe it is.
You wonder, like, where everybody, I'm trying to make sense of it. You wonder if where everybody was fooled when the running back was tackled, was there a whistle possibly? I'm just trying to make sense of it.
I have no idea. No flag, nothing. But Wheelersburg will try again this time from the 15. Rucker dropping back, going for Brown on the wheel route. It's caught. Touchdown, Pirates.
Well, I guess
they wave off the touchdown. They get it right back. It's a 15-yard pass to Elijah Brown, and the Pirates go up 2 scores. I guess you can say 4 plays, 4 touchdowns now for Wheelersburg, though it won't count on the score sheet.
Well, Brown makes it happen defensively, turns around on the offensive side. A little version of maybe like a little wheel route, just got out around the top. Pretty easy pitch and catch. And right now, Wheelersburg offense just really has the Valley defense guessing a little bit.
Pirates going for 2 to make it 21-7. Rucker rolling out to his right, trying to reverse the field. He's got Doss open for the 2-point conversion. Braylon Rucker cross-body lob for Brady Doss. And it's 21-7 Wheelersburg.
Yeah, just a basic little throwback. Everybody flows right, gets the defense moving that way, and then turns and throws a real nice high ball with some touch over the top, and Doss hauls it in, and the Wheelersburg offense puts up a 21 spot. We still have 5:29 to go first quarter.
We talked in the pregame about the efficiency that Braylon Rucker has had throwing the ball, but just in general, this Wheelersburg offense has been very efficient, to say the least. Officially, 3 plays and 3 trips to the end zone.
Yeah, really, and you've seen them in a variety of ways. It's the skill kids. We saw the incredible individual effort from Evans on the run. And then we've seen just a mixture of things they can do in the pass game, and it's just something Valley's going to have to settle into here. And right now, they're going to have to match this high-powered Wheelersburg offense with a little bit of a drive of their own.
5:29 on the clock. Cooper Heimbach out to kick it away. It's had a busy night already. It's a high boot from Heimbach, fielded by McNeil at the 5-yard line. Gabe McNeil trying to navigate, trying to get around the sideline. He cuts it back. And McNeil's got some room. McNeil runs into his own blocker, and he's taken down at the 33 by Brew Hansel. Good return by McNeil. And Valley will have some decent field position to start their next drive.
Thought sophomore Gavin Hanna did a nice job on special teams there. The return was going away from him. It's easy for a young player to quit on it. As McNeil starts to reverse field, he was in a position to throw a nice block, and probably that block that he was able to throw there probably springs another 12 yards to the return.
A quarterback change for the Indians. Braxton Conaway now taking the snaps, 1 for 3 for 19 yards in the win over Waverly. Seen some quarterback experience this season. It's the first play. He's going to keep it himself. Conaway gets tripped up from behind by Elijah Brown, and that's the situation that Valley likes to use him in, to just take the ball and run.
Well, you could certainly tell that was the design run all the way, just showing the ball inside and then goes, and just pure speed to the edge. Positive first down play, and if you're Valley, you certainly don't hate the big play that you got earlier, but I would say what would be in their best interest here is if they could put together a drive and possess the football a little bit, just let their defense stay off the field for a minute and gain its composure.
2nd and 5 at the 38. Conaway hands it off to Aaron. Aaron gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage by a squad of Pirates.
Yeah, just an incredible job by Wheelersburg up front. They're just winning the point of attack, and here you are in a third and very manageable. But man, what a big play here for Valley, where you're gonna go and give Wheelersburg, what would it be, the 4th possession here in the first quarter already, and they didn't even get the kickoff.
3rd and 4 at the 39 after the gain of 1 from Anthony Aaron. Conaway fakes the give. He's going to keep it himself, trying to get to the outside, breaks a tackle, trying to break free. It's going to be close, but I think he just got to the marker. Braxton Conaway bowling balls his way toward the marker, and they're going to give him a first down.
What an incredible effort. I mean, he was stopped a yard behind the line of scrimmage. Even after he got out of that one, he should have been brought down for a 1 or 2 yard gain, and he finds a way to go get 5 and move the chains. What an individual effort.
Conaway gives the Indians new life on this offensive possession. 1st and 10 at the 43. Conaway Going to keep it himself again. Bounces off a blocker, and this time he's got nowhere to go. Maybe a little bit of a busted play on that one as Conaway brought down in the backfield. It's like Ice and Emnett, one of the Pirates, in on that tackle.
Big difference there is I thought they were able to close off the edge. Obviously, good speed from the junior quarterback. Once he wasn't able to get going and had to stop and go a little bit, again, that's where the penetration of the Pirates killed the play and make it a tackle for loss, -2.
Conaway and Hunter Cunningham have been splitting reps throughout multiple games this season under center. Conaway trying to navigate the storm here as he swings this one out. It's Blake Lundy on the near side. The tight end gets a few yards back for the Indians. That'll bring up 3rd down. First catch of the game for Lundy.
Yeah, about 7 yards, gets it back to 3rd and manageable, just shy of midfield. I thought Lundy showed some good hands there. That ball had a little bit on it, thrown just a hair out in front of him, and he was able to snag it and goes from what would have been on an incomplete pass. You'd had 3rd and long, now 3rd and a little bit more manageable for the Indians.
2 minutes left in the first, 3rd and 6 at the 47. Trips to the far side of Braxton Conaway. Conaway looking downfield. That pass is picked off. Hunter Henderson, he's taking this to the house. Wheelersburg shooting off the cannons on the road. A pick 6 for Hunter Henderson. Tacks on another score for the Pirates.
Yeah, about 48 yards on the return. Just stepped right in. Basically was almost reading the route before it even unfolded, and good catch, good run, and Wheelersburg getting it done on every single unit, be offense, defense, and special teams.
The first interception on the year for Hunter Henderson, and he takes it to the house. Heimbach to kick the extra point. It sails through the uprights. And good, 28-7, Wheelersburg Pirates with 1:43 left in the first quarter. You're watching Ohio High School football on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at Ohio Health.
Minute 43 left in the first quarter. The Wheelersburg Pirates come out guns a-blazing here on the road. A pick 6 from senior linebacker Hunter Henderson extends the lead to 3 scores.
Yeah, Henderson just does a nice job there. 6'4", 170, and big frame, and obviously can, at that height, can really see the quarterback well, can look into the backfield, and I thought he read that one perfect, just jumped the route, and once he had it in his hands, it was pretty easy trot to the end zone.
There's a boot from Heimbach, a line drive, and just out of bounds at the 1.
Shoo.
The second time Heimbach's booted it out of bounds.
Again, Carson, intrigued by the strategy there with the kicking game, because obviously he has the leg to go ahead and kick it out of the end zone or into the end zone if he wants to, but by design, they've been able to put it right on the 1 or 2 yard line a couple times for the return. The 2 times they've tried to come near side, they've just missed it by a little bit, and it's ended up costing them the 35-yard line.
And you have to wonder, though, if you're Wheelersburg, I mean, your defense has done its job so far. You have to wonder if you're okay with sacrificing those 15 yards if your defense is doing its job.
Well, I've been calling so much volleyball Dewey this year. It's kind of that risk-reward serve we talk about. A lot of times when you're picking those spots, it's a little bit of the risk-reward of if you're able to execute it down there, you never know what will happen.
Conaway back out after the pick 6. Here's a handoff to Anthony Aaron, who gets a couple yards before being taken down. Gabe Vaughters, one of the Pirates, in on that tackle.
By far the best gain for Aaron on the evening. finally picks up a little bit of a hole there he can get into, and that's that first down yardage I was talking about earlier of trying to get that 3 to 4 yard average minimum so that you can be real successful in your down and distance, and it keeps Wheelersburg's defense from pinning the ears back and coming at you.
Trips on the near side on second down, some movement up front. I believe they're going to call some false start. No, an encroachment on the Wheelersburg defensive line.
Yeah, looked like some movement right in the middle there.
Looked like Ice and Emnett.
Yes.
Got an early jump. And that's huge for Valley because now you got second down and 1. You can pretty much do almost whatever you want.
Run attacks like Valley, sometimes if you can get to the plus side of the field where you feel like you're in more 4-down territory, you can become far more difficult to stop.
Second and down, they motion out Anthony Aaron. Conaway's going to keep it himself. Conaway picks up the first down and gets no further. Tough run from Conaway, picks up the first. Or does it? Yes, it does. Official signal to move the chains.
Conaway now with 4 carries since entering the game. He's got the 10 yards, but he's converted 2 first down runs.
Valley moving near midfield there, already trying to chip away at a 3-score deficit. First and 10 at the 46. Conaway hands it off to Aaron. Aaron trying to bounce it outside, breaks a tackle and gets brought down, stood up before finally being brought down at the 50-yard line by a handful of Pirates, and that will wind us down to the end of the first quarter. The fireworks are out here in Lucasville. The Wheelersburg Pirates off to a red-hot start, 28-7 after 12 minutes of play. You're watching Ohio High School football on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Since 1853, Tomlinson Insurance has been protecting families, farms, and businesses in our community. As an independent agency, we offer personalized coverage for your auto, home, farm, and business, plus health and life insurance too. And we proudly partner with Erie Insurance to give you peace of mind with reliable coverage at competitive rates. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call us today at 740-773-4181 or visit us at tomlinsonins.com.
Second quarter about to get underway as Wheelersburg in front by commanding 28-7 lead over the Valley Indians. Carson Francis and Shane Combs back with you. Shane, Wheelersburg got the ball in their first offensive play, threw a 60-yard touchdown for Braylon Rucker to Xavier Miller, and that's where it all started for this Wheelersburg offense.
Yeah, it really did. You a lot of times you come out on that first play, that's oftentimes that's scripted all week. It's something you see on film. They were able to get into a formation, get a matchup they wanted, and got the good protection and threw it out over the top, and then since then pretty much just doing whatever they feel like doing on the offensive side of things.
But now Valley moving the ball with Braxton Conaway taking the snaps. Here's a 2nd and 5. Conaway swings it out to McNeil. McNeil trying to get to the outside, breaks a tackle of Hansel before going down by Bryson Monovan, but not before he picks up a first down.
Yeah, nice job. It looked like Doss had come on the blitz there from the linebacker spot. Pretty good play call with the blitz coming just to get it outside to McNeil, and nice pickup.
McNeil again being utilized in the passing game. It's helped Valley to its advantage. Now first down, Conaway going to keep it himself again. Conaway gets grabbed up from behind. Elijah Brown was the first one to get him, just holding on to his leg, and he couldn't move.
Yeah, Conaway just listed 165. I think goes about 6'1", but certainly doesn't get cheated on his runs. Runs really hard in there, tries to finish the runs, and that time Wheelersburg does do a good job of hanging on.
Conaway just trying to give Valley a spark, throwing a new wrinkle at this Wheelersburg defense. 2nd and 9, and we're going to have some movement before the snap. Be a false start on the tight end, Blake Lundy. That'll back up the Indians 5 yards.
Yeah, you just moved to the plus side of the field. Probably for the first time all night, you were into what I would consider 4-down territory, and just those unforced errors put you back behind the sticks.
2nd and 14, pistol formation in the Valley backfield. Here's a handoff to McNeil. McNeil breaks a tackle, lost the
Ball
football,
loose.
and Wheelersburg has it. Brew Hansel scoops up the loose ball. It's the 3rd turnover of the night for this Pirates defense.
Yeah, and again, I've talked about it, the Valley ball carriers, they run hard. They try to fight for the extra yards. That time was a nice little spin move in the hole, and ball just gets popped out and onto the turf, and Wheelersburg defense doing its part to get the offense right back on the field.
2 interceptions and a fumble recovered by this Wheelersburg defense, and now the offense back out there. 10:39 left in the half. 2-back set for the Pirates. Rucker hands it off to Elijah Brown. Brown breaks a tackle, and he's got nothing but grass. Elijah Brown, touchdown Pirates, 57 yards.
Yeah, Elijah Brown fights through the hole, and once he got out in the open, you know, the band's going to play, and we have a Valley defender. I thought the helmet had popped off back here. It's down just shy of midfield. Obviously hope he's okay. Trainers from both sidelines coming out to help him, and I think they got him up.
That's Braxton Conaway shaken up after the play, and good to see him get right back up and start to jog off the field. That's another one-play drive from this Wheelersburg offense. I mean, Shane, I sound like a broken record, but that's officially 5 plays and 5 touchdowns now for the Pirate offense. This time, a 57-yard score from Elijah Brown. Heimbach for the extra point, a low snap, but it doesn't matter. The 4th extra point attempt and the 3rd make for Cooper Heimbach. 35-7 Pirates.
Well, it's a combination of about 3 things. You know, one, the offensive line's obviously doing an incredible job. You open up certain things. It's good play design, good play calls for the second thing. But then the third thing is the X factor, and that's the athletes that Wheelersburg has at the skill positions. Carson, so many times plays get blocked well, and you'll see a nice 8, 9, 10-yard run. But when you have guys in the open field that can make the extra guy miss, and then they can just simply run away from the defense, that's how you get those 60-yard plays, 57-yard plays. You just go down the list. The 80-yard TD run, which was the big-time highlight reel earlier. You know, that's the X factor, is when you have guys that can take what would be a normal 8, 9, 10-yard play and turn it into the home run for the touchdown.
The 5th rushing touchdown on the year for Elijah Brown, the 5'10 junior. Now with a receiving touchdown and a rushing touchdown on the night. As the fireworks show from the Wheelersburg offense continues. As the boot from Heimbach sails into the end zone with ease. That's a touchback.
That's what I was talking about earlier, watching the young man warm up. You know he's got that in his arsenal whenever his coach wants him to do that. They've been able to mix it up with about 3 different strategies on the kickoff team, which that'll be something that's quite a weapon for them all the way through the regular season and on into what you would assume would be a playoff appearance for this very, very talented Wheelersburg team.
Hunter Cunningham retakes the field in this Valley offense, as there's still plenty of time left in the game, but it's almost pretty much now or never if Valley wants to try and get back into it. Twins on either side. It's 1st and 10 at the 20. Cunningham hands it off. It's Aaron. Aaron gets a good gain and gets wrestled down after picking up the first. Brew Hansel, one of the Pirates, in on the stop. Owen Wilburn in there as well.
Good inside run from Aaron, as you called in the formation there, Carson. They just kind of spread it out, try to get a few more white jerseys out of the box so that they can run Aaron inside, and gets a gain of a 10, maybe even 11.
Last season, Anthony Aaron, in only 9 games, 888 yards on the ground and 9 scores. He's had a hot start to this season, but this Wheelersburg defense has come prepared for number 22. They give it off to Aaron again, and this time he's driven back. Couple Pirates in on that one, Luke Coons and Landon McGraw.
Not nearly the same rhythm on that play. Right from the snap, far more penetration, a little bit more of a read from the Wheelersburg defense, cheating the extra guy up into the box. That's where, if you're Valley, you got to be able to have a counter for that and get something to the edge.
They'll spread the wide receivers back out this time on 2nd and 12. Cunningham in the shotgun. Throws to the sideline. It's complete. Isaiah Clark on the reception and pushed out of bounds. Flag down on that far sideline.
That might be offensive pass interference. It looked like that lead wide receiver went and cleared some things out. Let's see. They're going to get together. Let's see what they have here. Yeah, I apologize to our viewers. I didn't see the number. Whoever was running that clear out route just made a little bit too much contact, and the flag came out right away. Pretty good call there.
And you can block all you want after the ball's caught. It's not like in basketball trying to set a screen to get a guy open. That's just not going to fly here on the gridiron.
Well, a lot of times, even when you're running that clear-out route, you can get away with a little bit of incidental rubbing if you kind of have a good acting about it. But yeah, that was a pretty obvious just contact.
2nd and 21 from the 19. Cunningham swings it out to McNeil. McNeil doesn't get much as he's tripped up just after the 20-yard line. That was Jake King on the stop, and it's 3rd and long.
Yeah, it's just so tough at this point. You had a positive play. You were trying to put a little drive together. You had one first down, trying to make a second one, and then the one offensive pass interference, and now you're 3rd and forever, and that's just an uphill battle against this Wheelersburg defense.
3rd and 18 from the 22. This Valley offense needs to go a country mile. Trips on that far side. Cunningham setting up a screen for Aaron. It's tipped. An incomplete. Landon McGraw. Good hands and gets the deflection. Forces 4th down.
That was a really athletic play from McGraw. That was set up pretty well. It had a little bit of opportunity if you're able to complete that pass, but he reads it last minute and just goes and makes an individual play and basically just kills the drive. And Wheelersburg in position to get good field position one more time.
McGraw, the 6'2 senior, he's played some linebacker and DB over the time, and this punt is blocked. And it's downed inside the 5. This Wheelersburg defense showing off. Brew Hansel blocks the punt. And the Pirates offense setting up for possibly another one-play drive.
Well, the special teams wants to get involved in the scoring as well, and they were, about a yard or two short of doing it, but certainly going to set up the Wheelersburg offense to get into the purple one more time. Man, Wheelersburg's just been impressive in every phase of the game to this point.
1st and goal at the 3 after the blocked punt. This Wheelersburg team has shown the guns in multiple games this season, and they're doing it early here tonight. Here's a handoff on 1st and goal. It's Brown, and he is stopped just short of the goal line. So Wheelersburg's offense, it's confirmed they are human.
Yeah, it's going to hurt the ratio here of plays, snaps versus touchdowns. But good job by the Valley front. At this point, Carson, that's what you're trying to do. You're obviously in a world of trouble, 35-7 on the scoreboard. But if you're Valley, you've obviously had an incredible year to this point. There's a little bit of pride in what you're doing here. You just want to try to compete.
Rucker under center in this heavy set. They hand it off up the middle, and we await the signal. It's touchdown Wheelersburg. Damian Brannigan on the carry from 2 yards out. And the offensive outpour continues for the Wheelersburg Pirates.
Yeah, Brannigan, a nice-sized kid, been getting some work on the defensive front as well. He's been pretty active on the defensive side early. This time he gets rewarded with a carry down on the goal line, and he pounds it in.
Heimbach for the point after. Good snap, hold, kick is away and through. 42-7. Wheelersburg in control in this battle of unbeatens here in Lucasville. You're watching Ohio High School football on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie and Son Trucking. Willie and Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week, presented by Willie and Son Trucking, each week at sosaohio.com.
Wheelersburg in control in this SOC2 battle in Lucasville, 42-7 after a 2-yard carry from the sophomore Damian Brannigan. The play was set up by the blocked punt by Brew Hansel on special teams, and Wheelersburg again just able to put it right in the end zone.
Well, we've seen all three phases complement one another tonight, with Wheelersburg and their deep kickoffs and the variety of kicks that they're using. They've been able to win a field position pretty much from the opening kickoff. Their defense has been able to cause, 3 turnovers, and their special teams now with the block punt as well. It's just really clicking in every area and in total domination to this point.
7:19 remaining till halftime. Heimbach boots it away and into the end zone for a touchback. Heimbach showing off the leg tonight. He's had his work cut out for him.
Well, watching both kickers in warm-ups, it was impressive. I know throughout the year they've lined up and been very successful in some deep field goals. Heimbach, I believe, hit 2 from 50-plus there earlier in the year, correct?
Yeah, he set a school record actually in week 1, his longest field goal of the year, 53 yards in the win over Kip Columbus.
Watching him warm up tonight, I certainly believe that.
I believe that game he set the record with a 51-yarder and then later on reset the record with 53. Here's Cunningham to throw on first down, looking downfield, trying to take a shot. It's incomplete, intended for Lex Logan on the middle, down the middle. At this point for Valley, you're just trying to find something to give you a spark and just give you some confidence going into the rest of this game.
No, I agree. And Logan was open there, had a little bit of an opening. He just couldn't quite get on the same page with the quarterback, and the ball falls incomplete. But 7 minutes to go in the second quarter still, and Valley kind of probably forced to get out of character a little bit here in terms of opening it up a little bit.
2nd and 10 at the 20. Here's a handoff to Aaron. Aaron trying to fight off some defenders and gets wrangled down from behind after a gain of about 6. Call it 3rd and about 5 at the 25.
And just like this is what Wheelersburg defense does to you, Carson. You're facing 3rd and 5, and if you don't convert this deep, you're probably got to punt it right back to that offense. And this is where Valley's just struggled to possess the football. Had a little bit of success on the ground or in the short passing game, but some penalties have really hurt some drives as well.
Aaron motions out. Cunningham looking, lobs one up for Aaron. It's over his head and incomplete. We've seen the struggles of this Valley offense just continue to pile up, and it's no different on this drive.
Well, a lot of that credit goes to Wheelersburg. You know, they're a little bit bigger, faster, stronger in the trenches there, and it's causing some issues. Valley's tried to do some things to get to the edge. Wheelersburg's just as athletic on the outside.
Jalen Bender to punt it away, the dangerous return man, Kenyon Evans. Back to return. Bender able to get this one away. It's a high kick. Bounces near the 45, fielded by Evans. And Evans trying to go opposite way. Evans got some blocks. Kenyon Evans, he's got some room. One man to beat, Jukes, and Kenyon Evans will walk in for the score. Or does he?
I think he knocked that ball out from behind.
Out. Did he cross the goal line?
What an incredible effort. He comes from behind. He kind of took the foot off the pedal, Carson, right around the 3-yard line, and now they're going to talk. I think they knocked the ball out.
I think he did so too. Now it sounds like the touchdown will stand as Wheelersburg sends out the extra point team. Wild sequence there, but Kenyon Evans showing off his speed, his athleticism, finds the end zone for the second time tonight. Heimbach clears the uprights once again. 49-7. Wheelersburg. Total domination from the Pirates tonight.
Yeah, off of the high bounce on the turf there. I had him unofficially fielding that ball right around the 43, so we'll call it the 57 yards. And look, his burst of speed to the outside, we've already watched that young man put on a highlight reel earlier in the night, so no one's doubting his ability there, but he certainly let up there a little bit in that last 3, 4, 5 yards, and that's really, really close. That'll be something I'm sure discussed in the film room come tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I'm sure head coach Rob Woodward, regardless of how the call went, I don't think Rob Woodward's going to like that.
I could promise you that.
Rob Woodward, in his 18th season as Wheelersburg head coach, took over for Tony Lewis in 2008. He's got an overall record of 173 wins and 45 losses. That's pretty good.
That'll get it done.
It's led Wheelersburg to 11 SOC2 titles, 3 regional championships, and a Division V state title back in 2017. Heimbach will boot it away once more, and it will sail over the head of Jet Hall into the end zone for a touchback. You know, Wheelersburg flexing its muscles tonight and polishing that sword that they're going to need for next week as they host the defending state champion, the Ironton Tigers.
Well, no question. And if there was any concern of them peeking ahead, I think they answered that immediately tonight. This has been a very focused bunch of Pirates getting off the bus down here in Lucasville tonight. And they've been extremely sharp here in the first half.
6:06 remaining until halftime. Wheelersburg, already in one half of football, has surpassed its season high in points scored. And the defense has done its job too. Let's see if this Pirate defense can provide any more highlights tonight. 7 on the play clock. Cunningham takes a snap, hands it off. It's Aaron. Aaron trying to get to the outside, dropped after a gain of about 6. Bryson Longfellow and Owen Wilburn combining on the tackle.
Yeah, nice effort there from Aaron running to the outside. And again, Valley's started to find a little bit of room in the running game, but they haven't been able to string snaps together. They've hurt themselves with penalties. They've obviously hurt themselves with 3 turnovers.
Now 2nd and 4 at the 26. Here's another handoff to Aaron. Aaron picks up the first down, and he's got some room. Anthony Aaron. Carry of over double-digit yards. Maybe the spark he needs. Call it a gain of 21.
Yeah, by far the best run of the night, and I thought that was a really good job by the offensive line. Howard and Haynes and Barnett on that left side. Maldonado also coming around the pool a little bit from the guard spot, and good positive run there for the talented Aaron.
His largest gain of the night, 5 minutes to go till halftime. Here's another handoff to Aaron, and he goes down. Luke Coons with authority into the backfield and closes the path on Anthony Aaron.
Yeah, he timed it up perfect coming on the run blitz, and you talk about timing it up. He hit the line of scrimmage right at the snap, comes untouched into the backfield, and not a whole lot Aaron could do.
Loss of 5 on the play. It really has seemed like all night whenever Valley gets something positive, just a glimmer of hope, Wheelersburg answers right back and pushes them behind.
Yeah, well, they just don't leave you any room for error. It's just like right here, you have the one negative play, and now it changes the entire down and distance.
Cunningham swings this one out to Isaiah Clark. Clark trying to get to the outside and dropped at the line of scrimmage. Jonah Collier, the first Pirate to the ball carrier, and it's 3rd down.
Yeah, the idea of that play call there is just see if maybe you get about half of it back, and good open field tackle out there in space, and here you are in 3rd and forever again. First thing you got to do is protect your quarterback.
3rd and 15 at the 39, trips on the near side. Cunningham drops back, trying to take a shot, going downfield in double coverage. It's incomplete. Trying to go down the seam to Blake Lundy, and he was covered up. Kanan Arthur and Jay King in coverage, and Valley once again will punt it away.
Yeah, Howard and Haynes over there on the left side of the offensive line did a good job of picking up the blitz there, allowing Cunningham to step into the throw. Just not a whole lot of open space there, pretty well covered downfield by the Wheelersburg secondary.
Bender to boot it away again. This time to field the punt is Jay King. This one takes a Valley bounce. King fields this one at the 17. King trying to make some men miss. King going to the opposite side of the field, trying to make something happen. He gets a block. King spins and gets wrangled out of bounds past the 40-yard line by Nick Queen. New punt returner, no problem for Wheelersburg.
Well, I was going to say they just they're just almost showing off their depth now of athletes.
Pirates imposing their will tonight on Valley. And I mean, when you start off with 5 plays and 5 touchdowns, you really can't ask for much more.
But I think what we have to remind ourselves is Valley's a 4-0 football team. They come in with some solid wins on the year, and that makes this all the more impressive.
1st and 10 at the 42. Rucker taking a shot for McGraw. It's caught. McGraw, big catch, and wrestled down by Aiden Spang. Perfect throw as Rucker places it right in the basket.
Right around 30 yards, and again, just kind of doing whatever they want. The ability to run the ball, sells the play fake, and then, again, open man downfield.
Just the 2nd catch on the season for the senior Landon McGraw. Now 1st and 10 at the 28. Damian Brannigan in the backfield. They hand it off to Brannigan. He goes up the middle and gets a few yards.
What you like about that, Carson, is just the mix. We've seen so many speed guys. You kind of like that physicality in between the tackles and some short yard situations that we've seen there. Again, it just adds to the completeness of the Wheelersburg attack.
Brannigan, only a sophomore, only 5'6", 210. He's getting some good action here tonight under the lights. 2nd and 6, under 2 minutes to play. Here's a handoff to Owen Wilburn. He gets maybe a yard before getting stopped.
Well, and remember, they're playing without Stephen Hall tonight as well.
Stephen Hall, the junior back. 41 carries, 164 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's been out for the better part of the last 2 weeks. So you hear that and you think that's a big miss for the Pirates. But again, they're just showing off what kind of depth they have on this team.
No question.
3rd and 5 at the 23. Here's a handoff to Kanan Arthur, and Arthur gets stopped in his tracks by a squad of Valley defenders. And for the first time tonight, Wheelersburg faces a 4th down.
Well, I think we're going to get a chance to see some special teams here, some distance. We've been bragging on the kicking game on both sides. Maybe we're going to get a chance to see it here.
Cooper Heimbach out for the field goal attempt from the left hash. 4th and 5 at the 22. This will be about a 39-yard field goal.
Bryson Longfellow, the holder here, does a nice job on most of these opportunities.
Hold kick is away, and that ball is good. 39-yard field goal from Cooper Heimbach. Shane, I think you could have backed him up another 10 yards and he still would have made it.
Oh, no question. Well, we've already said that, he's knocked a couple in from over 50 this year, and that's going to be a huge weapon down the stretch. I have a hard time believing in a tight game later on this year, possibly maybe even a postseason game, that ability to get 3 points is going to come in handy in a key drive.
The 5th field goal made on the year for Cooper Heimbach, moving his total to 5 for 7. It's 52-7 Wheelersburg with 15 seconds until halftime. Shane, what have you liked so far from Wheelersburg just being able to do anything and everything tonight?
Well, I like how many different people it comes from, because I think sometimes what happens is if you get the one elite defender, you're in a sport like football, you're one play away from, losing, 70-80% of your production. With Wheelersburg, you just highlighted it really well there with Hall's numbers, playing without him here for 2 weeks. Well, we see, 3-4 different guys in the running game, 3-4 different guys in the passing game. We've now watched 2 or 3 guys impact in the special teams. So to answer your question, I love how many different Pirates have been involved in the 52-point output.
Heimbach to tee it up. I've said this already, but Cooper Heimbach has just had his work cut out for him, and he's done his job to say the least. There's a line drive kick from Heimbach, fielded at about the 6-yard line from Jed Hall. Hall gets leveled at the 20. That is Lane Chamberlain sprinting up to make the play. This Wheelersburg special teams unit eager to just get one more play in before the half.
Well, we've seen, again, if we're talking about depth, we've seen depth in the special teams. Obviously, the incredible kicking, but then that shows off a little bit of the coverage. We've seen a block punt, and we've seen incredible punt returns. So again, they just come at you in so many different ways. And Valley's just been shell-shocked a little bit by it all.
Maybe time for one more play for the Indians. 1st and 10 at the 21. They're just going to hand it off to Aaron. Aaron trying to get something. Gets a few yards, and head coach Nolan Crabtree will not call a timeout as we'll head to halftime here in Lucasville. Wheelersburg in command here on the road in this SOC2 matchup. 52-7, your halftime score. When we come back, we'll have some halftime entertainment from both marching bands and give our thoughts on the first half. You're watching Ohio High School football on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
It's me, Wednesday Addams. Your life just took a dark turn. I regret to inform you that I have devised the meal of misfortune with Wendy's. It's pure torture for your taste buds, with 4 nightmarish dips of dread. Don't waste my time asking which ones you'll get. You must surrender to your fate. Enjoy the anguish.
Hey, Mike Glockner here from the Glockner family of dealerships. Want to wish all the fall sports athletes a very safe and successful year. Good luck.
Are you looking for the best deals on quality used trucks and cars?
Great news. Chillicothe Truck has what you're looking for.
Choose from a wide selection of makes and models. All vehicles undergo a detailed multi-point inspection and extensive reconditioning before hitting the lot. Our friendly team offers a no-pressure sales experience, ensuring you find the perfect vehicle to fit your needs. Plus, you can customize your ride with our extensive range of truck accessories, from bed covers to lift kits. Stop by 173 Rennick Avenue in Chillicothe or call us today at 740-773-8782 to get started right now.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at Ohio Health.
At North Fork Animal Clinic, we're more than your pet's health care. We're your neighbors. We combine top-quality veterinary care with the availability you can count on, keeping tails wagging and pets thriving. And as proud supporters of youth sports in Southern Ohio, we're committed to helping our whole community grow strong. North Fork Animal Clinic, caring for pets, supporting our community.
Richard. Countless nights in the garage. 8 shiny new pistons. 1 very happy 16-year-old granddaughter. And 2 years since starting cancer treatment at Ohio Health.
Since 1853, Tomlinson Insurance has been protecting families, farms, and businesses in our community. As an independent agency, we offer personalized coverage for your auto, home, farm, and business, plus health and life insurance too. And we proudly partner with Erie Insurance to give you peace of mind with reliable coverage at competitive rates. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call us today at 740-773-4181 or visit us at tomlinsonins.com.
Rathkamp Financial is a comprehensive financial services firm committed to helping our clients improve their long-term financial success. Our customized programs seek to grow, protect, and conserve our clients' wealth by delivering personalized service and expertise. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor, member, FINRA SIPC. Please call us at 740-775-1040 to schedule a consultation.
At Chillicothe Comfort Heating and Air, your comfort is our priority year-round.
Whether it's blazing hot or freezing cold, we've got your back with fast, reliable service you can trust.
Locally owned, honest, and done right the first time.
We have financing options available for every budget, as well as 60 months, 0% interest.
Call us today and feel the difference that comfort makes.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie and Son Trucking. Willie and Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie and Son Trucking each week at sosaohio.com.
Glow Fiber is now in Ohio. And with gig speed fiber internet, we're keeping things real. As in real reliable speeds. Real people who really want to talk to you. Not to mention, real simple pricing. Switch to Glow Fiber today to get real fast, real reliable fiber internet and your first month free. Glow Fiber is here. Welcome to Glow Ohio. Call 1-833-WANT-GLOW or visit glowfiber.com to switch today.
Hey, Mike Glockner here from the Glockner family of dealerships. Want to talk to you about our express service that we offer at every Glockner location. Did you know that you don't need an appointment if you need a routine service done to your vehicle? All you have to do is show up. No appointment necessary. Stop by and let us serve you at any Glockner location today.
Mark. 6 months of training. 8 miles to go. A 3-way tie for almost last place. And 3 years since he and his team at Ohio Health left cancer in the dust.
Experience the hometown Chevrolet difference. Check out our huge selection of Silverado trucks, Equinox SUVs, and the latest Chevy models. Priced to move and ready to hit the road today. Plus, with the Hometown Advantage, you get free oil changes for life and a 10-year, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty at no extra cost. That's real value and real peace of mind. Your Hometown Chevrolet is proud to be your trusted local dealer of new and pre-owned inventory, delivering unbeatable deals and top-notch service. Visit us today at 501 West Emmett Avenue in Waverly or start shopping online at yourhometownchevy.com.
Austin's last tweet was 35-25. Wheelersburg, Marchie Pirates. Total media scrutiny. Maybe I got it right. What about Fairland and Gals? You guys score? I don't know. Linwood can't have shorts. He's at a retreat until Sunday. But he has no shorts today. Yeah, I think so. Whatever. I mean, I'm going to my fall retreat in 2 weeks. I'm doing the St. Tracy Yoto game and then leaving the next morning to go to West Virginia. I haven't even been able to I don't have any sort of tweet or to do really anything. Get up here, grab some Wi-Fi, and then I tweeted out your link though. That counts. Senator West is up 21-7. I figured that'd be a decent game. West and Waverly. Yeah. croissants. It's the best dessert I've had at the concession. It is very, very good. Joel's had two, so.
Well, I don't doubt that. It says 17-0 at the half between Manly, Clear Creek, and Circle.
Oh, man, that's I'd say Brock should have posted that up.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, there's one. Yeah.
Look out, he's up 12-6 at halftime.
I felt like that was a point for I started with that one. I wish I had watching Wilmington last year and seen some of the names on their back. And then Wilmington did a nice job of containing Bates.
Yes, yep.
So I thought that might be a favorable matchup for Tag.
I'm missing Alexander Wilson. Alexander's up 21-7. But I'm winning Fairland 14-6 over Gallia. Now I'm the only one picked Fairland. Wait, hold on. Go back. No, wait. Go. I want to see the. Okay, yeah, Waterford's up 21-7 on Mount Alfred. Did we not? We didn't have that. We didn't have that. No. That must not be updated.
We have a
well, you know what? I can get one. Raymond's there taking pictures.
usually Dina Boost is 50%.
Uniota's at 25. 13-0 Adina right now. I'll lose that one too. I picked well, if it stays, you know. I just. He said, well, you know, beat it, you know. And he said, I don't know about this yet. Come on, man, we miss you. So, I do miss Pete. He's good. What's he doing? Really? At Hillsborough? He might have been Lynchburg flag. I knew he was somewhere. He might have been. They're all right there in the whole triangle.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at Ohio Health.
Glo Fiber is now in Ohio. And with gig speed fiber internet, we're keeping things real. As in real reliable speeds. Real people who really want to talk to you. Not to mention, real simple pricing. Switch to Glo Fiber today to get real fast, real reliable fiber internet and your first month free. Glo Fiber is here. Welcome to Glo Ohio. Call 1-833-WANT-GLO or visit glofiber.com to switch today.
At North Fork Animal Clinic, we're more than your pet's health care. We're your neighbors. We combine top quality veterinary care with the availability you can count on, keeping tails wagging and pets thriving. And as proud supporters of youth sports in Southern Ohio, we're committed to helping our whole community grow strong. North Fork Animal Clinic, caring for pets, supporting our community.
Halftime here from Valley High School. The entertainment portion of halftime has officially concluded. We hope you enjoyed getting to watch the Wheelersburg and Valley marching bands. As for the actual football game, it's been a one-sided affair in this SOC2 Battle of the Unbeatens as Wheelersburg has imposed its will on the Valley Indians. 52-7 is your halftime score. Carson Francis, Shane Combs with you tonight. Shane, Wheelersburg got off to a hot start offensively, a 60-yard touchdown pass from Braylon Rucker to Xavier Miller. They haven't looked back.
Yeah, and it's been so many different guys. You know, Rucker's been really efficient. good on all three of his pass attempts for up over 100 yards, and the 2 touchdowns, one to Xavier Miller, the other one to Elijah Brown. And then, as you said, Kenyon Evans had the 80-yard rush touchdown and the 57-yard return for a touchdown, throwing a Hunter Henderson pick 6. And then, the Damian Brannigan short yardage situation down on the goal line, he scores a touchdown. Just a little bit of plenty to go around, in terms of spreading the wealth if you're Wheelersburg. But then defense has been a shutdown. I mentioned the pick 6. That was one of 3 turnovers that they have calls there in the first half, and then even throw in a special team block punt for a good measure. So, and then we haven't even mentioned the great kicking of Cooper Heimbach, who made the field goal and has dominated field position with kickoffs. So it's like, you go down through and there's 7-8 different things that you have to mention to make sure you're passing the credit out correctly for this domination.
Yeah, and we knew what Wheelersburg was coming in. I don't know if anyone was expecting this kind of output from this team. They're very efficient offensively. Their first 5 plays all resulted in touchdowns. And then on the defensive side, they had the one drive early on where Valley scored on the touchdown, the catch and run from Gabe McNeil. But other than that, they have just stifled this Valley offense.
But I think the reason we were even more amazed, we know how good Wheelersburg is, right? But the reason we're so amazed is the credit to Valley. They're a really good football team. So what Wheelersburg's doing here tonight is against a 4-0 football team that as I studied on film and looked at their schedule, I feel like it's going to be a 7 or 8 win team this year. So, when I see some of the things they're doing, that they're having some success here and there. Anthony Aarons carried the ball 13 times for up close to 50 yards, and he's had some nice runs. You mentioned McNeil coming out and lining up in the slot, and they've gotten him involved with about 4 catches. He had the one big touchdown play, and they've played the 2 different quarterbacks. They've thrown it a little bit more with Cunningham. They run it a little bit more with Conaway, but it's just that every time they go to make something positive happen, they've had the 3 turnovers, or they've had the one offensive pass interference really killed what would look like a good start to a drive. So, look, it's been a nightmare situation. If you're Valley, you're not going to come back and win this game. Can you come out, stay healthy in the second half, find something that you can hang your hat on maybe going into next week, and just try to put this one behind you against a really good team and move forward?
Yeah, and I expect at one point or another we'll see the benches emptied out for both teams, trying to get some younger guys some experience in a game that's all but decided. But, you mentioned, Shane, this game does not define the type of team that Valley is by any means. And you look at the rest of their schedule, I mean, they've got a pretty favorable schedule the rest of the way. You're looking at 8-2, possibly 9-1 is very well on the table. You've got to like the future ahead of you if you're the Indians.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Northwest has surprised some people here early on. We know West is a dangerous team. That Grandview Heights has had a nice year, so that'll be the Week 9 opponent when they have the bye situation here in the SOC. But it's plenty of good football ahead. I think this has the potential to be a playoff team. They've just run into a powerhouse Wheelersburg squad tonight. Got off to a terrible start, and a lot of that credit's got to go to Wheelersburg.
And in an update from around the area that might be relevant to this game, our Austin Hanna is down in Ironton covering the Fighting Tigers in their highly anticipated battle with Jackson. And it's all Ironton in that one. 35-3, our last update from Austin. And that's going to be a battle next week that you're going to want to circle on your calendar, is Ironton traveling to Ed Miller Stadium to take on Wheelersburg.
Well, no question. I mean, and we had the Wheelersburg-Jackson game earlier in the year, and then the Ironton-Jackson now, and then you mentioned the Ironton-Wheelersburg. Very exciting for Southeast Ohio to have those level of teams in terms of not just here in the Southeast District, but really statewide. In terms of those well-known programs. So that'll be one that we all star and we'll all pay close attention to for sure.
Yeah, and that's not only an important rivalry game for Wheelersburg, it's one that they are desperate to get a win in. Wheelersburg has not beat Ironton since 2021. The Ironton's won 4 straight since then, that Division V regional final down in Portsmouth to end the 2021 season. They also met in the regional final last season down at South Point, a 55-0 win for Ironton. That capped off kind of a Cinderella run for Wheelersburg last year. They entered the playoffs as the 14 seed, had to go to Barnesville, who was undefeated in the first round, beat them 24-7. They then defeated Union Local and West Muskingum to get to the regional final, finish the season 9-5.
Well, and that certainly's played into the start of this year, wouldn't you agree? I mean, when you're able to kind of grow up there right in time for the postseason run, and you have that type of success, and then you have this many different kids coming back, I think that all goes hand in hand in terms of what we're watching here in 2025.
Yeah, and another thing too, when we look at the scheduling of things, and I know you and John have talked a lot about non-conference scheduling on the overtime show. Usually Wheelersburg plays Ironton to open the season, but this year that game gets bumped back to week 6, kind of playing to the advantage of Wheelersburg in the sense that they don't have to play Ironton right off the bat. They can get their rhythm a little bit, and I'm highly anticipating that game to be must-see TV next week down at Ed Miller Stadium.
Well, there's no question about it. And back to your point on the Wheelersburg schedule, I still think it goes back to the end of last year. And when they're coming out of that postseason run and you come into the offseason, I think a lot of people were trying to figure out, was it just that? Was it a Cinderella run, or were they turning a corner and starting to do things? And I think where they've really answered those questions immediately is when you look back to some of the early matchups last year. Now this year, when you come in and you look at the McNicholas score, and then you look at the Jackson score, and then Northwest good football team, you look at the domination of 35-0. And then obviously this is a whole nother level tonight. So Wheelersburg continuing to answer all the questions, and I think it says a lot about their maturity having that type of game on the schedule next week. To come in here tonight, there wasn't a bit of a lack of focus tonight at all.
Yeah, that's another thing that Rob Woodward has talked about in the past. I had the chance to interview him. I covered a couple Wheelersburg games down the stretch of their season last year, and in conversations with Coach Woodward, he's talked about how those non-conference games early on last season really shaped the way Wheelersburg played towards the end of the season and into the playoffs, and really they've picked up right where they left off.
Well, I think that's well said. I mean, you get that type of experience, and you go and that's kind of what I like about their depth here tonight. Already playing without Stephen Hall, you go down my stat sheet here, and you get about 5 different guys getting a carry, and you've got almost 3-4 different guys that they've targeted in the passing game. And obviously Rucker hasn't had to throw it around very much because they haven't had very many snaps because they score on every snap. But again, I love the depth. But if you're Valley, you can watch Valley play offense. I thought their offensive line's done some nice things on some kick-out blocks, some pulls. They're certainly very talented at running back with the 1-2 punch. McNeil in the passing game as well. So you can certainly see where the 4-0 comes from. And that's why I say I wouldn't give up on this Valley team just off of tonight. I think tonight's got far more to do with Wheelersburg. I think this Valley team's going to be just fine moving forward.
The running clock will be in play as soon as we get the opening kickoff. 35 is the running clock limit. Valley would have to get it back down under 30 to eliminate the running clock, as Wheelersburg will have possession to start the second half of play.
Jalen Bender with an outstanding leg here. Let's see if he'll bomb one into the end zone here again, or if we're going to have a return opportunity.
Double return men back for the Pirates. Bryson Longfellow and Jay King, the return men.
I saw King on the punt return earlier. Impressive athlete.
The boot from Bender starts the second half, and it's fielded at the 1 by Longfellow, and he's gobbled up before he can get to the 20. Second half underway.
Good coverage there from Valley. You know, it's interesting with their kickers. You know, obviously, if you have a high-powered offense, you want the football. But, you know, it's interesting with Valley as they move through the season, having that type of weapon in the special teams. Look at the difference on how the half starts here compared to how the game started in terms of field position when you come on the defensive side.
Backup quarterback into the game for the Pirates. It's the sophomore, Jack Dorr, taking the snaps as he hands this one off to Kanan Arthur. Gets maybe a yard on the carry. But we were talking with some of the guys up here in the press box about the quarterback situation for Wheelersburg. You know, in the Week 2 win at McNicholas, Braylon Rucker suffers an injury in the second half. Jack Dorr comes into the game, leads the Pirates on a game-winning drive en route to a 10-7 win.
Well, right off the bat, what I like about him is how he carries out his fake. Remember earlier in the game when we had trouble finding the football, those are some of the good fundamentals that you look for in the way the quarterback runs the offense.
2nd and 8 at the 21. Dorr, he's going to swing it outside, and there's a big hit in the backfield for this Valley defense. Connor Wilson collides with Jonah Collier for a loss.
Yeah, big hit there. Arrives right on time, good timing, good tackle. Forces the 3rd and long.
3rd and 11 back at the 21 for Jack Dorr and the Wheelersburg offense. A 50-burger in the first half. Guns a-blazing from this Wheelersburg offense all game long. Faced with a 3rd and 11, Longfellow, the motion man. Dorr's going to keep it himself. Dorr trying to get to the outside, and he's wrestled down from behind. Good job by Blake Lundy to chase Dorr down and make a stop. And for the first time tonight, Wheelersburg will punt it away.
Nice job for Valley. Again, what you're trying to do if you're Valley is just try to put the scoreboard past you and really just play a competitive second half. You're looking for something that can give you a little momentum, make you feel a little bit better about going into next week's opponent.
We'll have a new punter for the Pirates. It is not Cooper Heimback. It's like Gabe Campbell to boot it away. It's a high punt. Aiden Spang, the return man, calls a fair catch and makes a sliding grab near midfield. And Valley will start the second half with some pretty good field position.
Yeah, nice job by Spang there to come up there and field the ball, not let it bounce, and gets one on the plus side. And, you know, Valley, I mentioned next week, Valley's going to go on the road, play a Northwest team who's kind of been a tricky team to figure out here in the early going, but they've had some impressive performances. So they, too, are going to come at you with a little bit of physicality and a little bit of capable skill kids.
And that game, big rivalry game around these parts. Those two schools not separated by a ton of space. Those two played down to the wire right here at Valley, where Jalen Bender kicked a walk-off 47-yard field goal to give Valley its first win of last season. Here's a first down. Hunter Cunningham still in the game. He's going to keep it himself. Cunningham gets to the sideline, picks up a few yards before being ran out of bounds.
Looking at the far side, official walking it in there. Looks about a 4-yard gain.
Head coach Nolan Crabtree, in his 4th season at the helm of Valley's football program, still serves as the head baseball coach for the Indians as well. Led Valley to a district title last season. His first 3 seasons, 3-8, 3-8, 3-7. We've already surpassed that win total in 4 games this year, as a carry from Anthony Aaron goes backwards about a yard. That'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, certainly going to blow those numbers out of the water here in 2025. You mentioned baseball. Had a chance to coach against him and on multiple occasions. Does just an outstanding job. That was our actually both of us out of the Southeast. Paint Valley and Valley played in the 2021 regional semifinal, and they beat us in a pitcher's duel. Went on to the Final Four that year.
3rd and 8 at the 46. Cunningham swings this one out. It's Isaiah Clark. Clark has a one-on-one, and the Wheelersburg defender is going to win that battle. Hayden Henderson makes the open field tackle to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, just trying to get the ball into a playmaker there out in some space where they can make something happen. Good tackle, and Valley. You know, Carson, you made a good point earlier. You don't know how long the first team guys are going to play with the running clock. So if you're Valley right here, you're going to go ahead and get another rep on a 4th down situation.
4th and 7 at the 45. Trips to the near sideline. There's Cunningham rolling to his right. Fires downfield. That pass is complete. Jet Hall high points the pass and picks up a 1st down. Valley will move the chains. Good throw by Cunningham in the first catch of the night by Jet Hall.
Yeah, it really wasn't a great pickup from Anthony Aaron. You talk about being the complete back. We've watched him run the football. They were coming on a delayed blitz there, and as he was rolling out to his right, his running back Aaron stepped up and picked up the blitz for him and allowed him time to deliver the strike to Hall.
5:40 left in the 3rd. Cunningham looking downfield. He's got Isaiah Clark out on the far sideline. This time it's complete and taken down by Jay King. That was the same play that Valley tried to run earlier, got flagged for offensive pass interference. Able to get it in a little more cleanly this time.
Well, and I love the patience of Cunningham there. It took a while to develop the 3-route combination. Offensive line give them a star on that play to give him the time to have that develop, and he's able to complete. Valley putting together a nice little drive here to start the second half.
You know, down 52-7, putting a drive together here in the second half probably goes a long way for Valley's confidence going forward. You know, after that first half, as the offsides penalty gives Valley a 1st down. You know, it might be easy for Valley to just be a little shaken up. You know, things aren't looking so great. You leave the first team in. They put a drive together. They feel a little more confident going into their next game. Nothing to hang their heads on.
Well, I think confidence is a key thing. Just puts them in a little bit better rhythm.
Here's a 1st down carry by Anthony Aaron. Aaron trying to get around a blocker and taken down by Austin Pettigrew. The gain of about 4 on the carry from Aaron.
You know, and you see what happens with the running clock. We're all the way down under 4 minutes now, and that's why I say I think that has much to do with anything with the decision to go for it on 4th down. Is you probably won't have the first team unit that deep into the 4th quarter out there.
2nd and 6 from the 17. Here's a handoff to Aaron. Aaron bounces past the defender before being stood up and dropped forward. Maybe a gain of about 1 or 2 yards. And another 3rd down.
See, now if you're Wheelersburg, again, the same is true on your side of the football. You want to put the scoreboard aside and you want to play the next play, right? You want to compete. So if you're Wheelersburg, last thing you want to see is Valley come down in the 3rd quarter here and put the opening drive in the end zone on you on a 50-plus yard drive.
Just under 3 minutes to go. Here's Anthony Aaron. Aaron runs into his own blocker and gets taken down from behind. Does not make it to the line to gain. Lane Chamberlain, one of the Pirates, in on the stop, and it's 4th down.
Going to go ahead and roll with it. Obviously, different time and score scenarios. Valley, too, has the field goal option throughout the year, and that'll be a big factor. You mentioned it helping them win a game a year ago, but obviously in this situation, you're going to go ahead and go for it.
Call it 4th and 1 from the 13. Cunningham getting a signal from Coach Crabtree, 10 on the play clock. Cunningham looking downfield. He's got a man. It's incomplete. And a flag is down. That'll probably be pass interference against the Pirates. And that is the call on the field. They got Gabe Campbell on the penalty. That gives Valley a new set of downs.
Yeah, prolong the drive. And oh, did they wave it off?
Looks like they waved off. They said the pass was deflected, so no penalty, and it's a turnover on downs for the Wheelersburg defense. And I thought the ball came off of someone's hand. That's what it looked like. Then I saw the flag on the ground, or the flag was thrown. That defender had the receiver in a full wrap-up.
Well, and that's what's interesting between the defensive holding versus the pass interference. And the ball tip might affect the pass interference, but as he came out of his route, if the holding occurred with the quarterback still in possession of the ball, so all of that stuff goes into the officiating there. When they got together, they felt like it was a wave off.
Wheelersburg takes over at their own 13. Jay King in motion. Dorr is going to swing out to King on first down. King jukes a man out, but I don't think he got back to the line of scrimmage, and a very late whistle on the tackle from a whole squad of Indians.
You're right on the whistle. It was a weird play because the pile came and kind of knocked him back, and they didn't really have him under control. And well, now if you look at the spotto, they must have spotted it up there. Yeah, maybe the whistle just didn't get.
Well, nonetheless, that brings us to the end of the third quarter. As the backups are in on both sides of the ball, and Wheelersburg still in control in this one, 52-7, with 12 minutes left to play here at Valley. You're watching Ohio High School football on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Richard. Countless nights in the garage. 8 shiny new pistons. 1 very happy 16-year-old granddaughter. And 2 years since starting cancer treatment at Ohio Health.
– 12 minutes left to play in this battle of undefeated football teams in the SOC2. Wheelersburg well on its way to 5-0. Holding a 52-7 lead over the Valley Indians. Carson Francis and Shane Combs joining you tonight. Don't forget to be on the lookout for the Haynes Total Healthcare Coaches Call-In Show tonight, presented by Edward Jones. John Bruce, Jeff Miller, and Christian Spradlin bringing you coverage in studio from coaches all around the area.
Also, we have upcoming volleyball. Dewey and I will be at Waverly High School tomorrow morning, Hillsboro at Waverly, and then Tuesday night, we're back down here for these same 2 schools. So all of our Wheelersburg and Valley fans listening in tonight, Tuesday night we'll have volleyball action here on Sosa.
Here's it, Jack Dorr to throw on 2nd and 14. Dorr, the sophomore quarterback, he's under pressure. He's got to get it out of the end zone. He just barely does.
They're signaling safety on the far side.
See, did he have the ball out of the end zone? And they're going to say he just did. It'll be 3rd down and a long 22 yards after Dorr dropped in the backfield for a loss of 8.
Obviously, Dorr's a special athlete, very elusive, but that'll be another thing on film. They'll be able to show the young quarterback, you've got to be able to throw that football away. A lot of dangerous things that can happen down there with your back on the goal line.
Gavin Hanna making the tackle for Valley. 3rd and 20 at the 1. Here's a carry up the middle. Down to the sideline is Owen Wilburn, but not enough to pick up the first. Now, Shane, you talked about on Tuesday, you and Dewey will have Wheelersburg and Valley right back here in Lucasville in volleyball action. And similar to tonight, two teams at the top of the SOC2 standings playing for superiority in the league. Should be a fun one back here in Lucasville Tuesday night.
No question. We've had a run of some incredible volleyball matches here on SOSA.
Here's a punt by Gabe Campbell. It's a high punt. Back to return is Aiden Spang, and he lets it take a bounce. Downed on the far side by Lane Chamberlain. And Valley will bring the offense back out tonight.
You've been calling Chamberlain's name quite a bit on the special teams tonight. He's been an impressive athlete on some of his kickoff and punt coverage.
Looks like Valley will leave Hunter Cunningham in at quarterback, or he looks to take the signal from Coach Crabtree. As yes, Cunningham will approach the huddle. 9.5 minutes remain. Some new faces in on the Valley offense, but the signal caller remaining in the game. As the junior just getting some good reps late, trying to stay fresh and get himself ready for next week. 1st and 10 at the 42. Here's a handoff to Parker Robinson, and he's going nowhere. In on the tackle for Wheelersburg is number 75, Cameron Smith, dropping him for a loss.
Yeah, good penetration from Smith. And, you know, each situation's different when you get in these blowout situations. Sometimes you might have certain injuries across your roster. You're going to go ahead and try to nurse those a little bit. Other guys, you may want them to have some extra reps, put some extra things on film to take a look at. So, again, it's each coach doing what they feel is best for their group.
On 2nd down, Cunningham is going to swing this one out to Isaiah Clark again, and Clark gets him back to the original line of scrimmage and maybe a yard more.
Clark's been involved a lot in the short passing game here in the second half, just trying to swing it out to him and see if they can get him on the edge. Been real impressed with Wheelersburg's tackling tonight. We've talked so much about their highlight film. You know, they're just so fundamentally sound. Probably can only remember about 3 or 4 missed tackles throughout the whole evening.
The ability to tackle in the open field has been going a long way for this Wheelersburg defense, to say the least. Here's 3rd and 9. Cunningham looking downfield. He's going to take a shot down the seam. It's incomplete. Intended for Clark, maybe a little too contested there. Kane and Arthur in on the coverage.
Yeah, overall pretty good pass protection.
Yeah, Cunningham had a good amount of time to throw. Just some good coverage there from Kane and Arthur, not allowing Clark to be in position to catch it.
Another 4th down situation. Remember, we thought we had the one penalty on 4th down earlier. They turned it over on downs.
7 minutes to play here in Lucasville. 4th and 9 at the 41. Cunningham looking downfield. He is under pressure, being chased from behind. He's going to run it. He stays on his feet and dives forward for the 1st down. Hunter Cunningham escapes the Wheelersburg pressure and makes something out of nothing. He'll move the chains for the Indians.
Nice job of keeping the feet alive, and because that was good hustle from the pursuit from behind. The Wheelersburg defensive line not giving up on the play, but give Cunningham credit, just continuing to compete.
1st down at the 27. Parker Robinson in the backfield to the left of Cunningham. On 1st and 10, they'll swing it out. It's Gavin Hanna on the catch, and he's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Lane Chamberlain once again in on the stop. Chamberlain, only a freshman, but getting some good reps here on Friday night. And, you know, especially here in the second half on defense and special teams, we've been saying Chamberlain's name a lot. And, again, he's only a freshman. I feel like we're going to be saying his name a lot more in the coming years.
Yeah, I've been real impressed with just his overall impact on the defensive side and special teams.
2nd and 12 at the 29. They hand it off to Hanna on the end around. Hanna runs into a defender and stopped in his tracks. Kanan Arthur, the first one to lower his shoulder and make the stop. Doesn't look like Gavin Hanna got anything on the carry. It'll be 3rd down and 12 from the 29. 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, you'll notice with the running clock, usually both teams will get 1, maybe 2 possessions per quarter when you have that running clock and you're able to keep things moving. It only stops for timeouts, injuries, things like that, change of possession.
3rd down, Cunningham surveying the field. He's going to do it with his legs again, breaks a tackle, and he's still on his feet. Hunter Cunningham gets close to the line to gain, and they'll give him the 1st down. We've seen twice now just on this drive, Hunter Cunningham able to improvise and keep the drive going.
Well, we talked about Wheelersburg being pretty sure tacklers throughout the evening. There will be one on film they'll take a look at as a missed opportunity to turn them over and give Cunningham credit where he continues to run hard here and trying to lead his group.
4 minutes to play, 1st and 10 at the 16. Cunningham hands it off. It's Robinson. Robinson had some blockers, and he gets stood up. He gets pushed forward. He refuses to go down. Gain of about 6 on the carry from Parker Robinson, the 5'6" junior.
Yeah, good hard effort. You appreciate how hard he continues to compete.
Second and 4 at the 10. Valley looking to salvage something in the final minutes of this ball game. The first half that had Wheelersburg written all over it. There's a handoff to Robinson again. Robinson breaks a tackle and gets dragged down from behind. Wyatt Jones on the stop, not enough for the 1st down. And it'll be 3rd and about 2.
Wheelersburg continues to get a lot of young guys in. Obviously, their older group pretty much taking the second half off, setting their attention to next week's big showdown.
Wheelersburg and Ironton, battle of the unbeatens once again in one of the greatest rivalries in Southeast Ohio and, quite frankly, in the whole state as well. 3rd and 2 at the 8. Cunningham rolling out, trying to find something. He's going to try and do it with his legs. He picks up the 1st down, just barely. Once again, Cunningham does it with his legs and moves the chains.
Great containment from Wheelersburg on the edge there for momentarily, but Cunningham just continues to flush out of that pocket to the right side off the play fake. And good coverage, had an underneath guy and had a little deeper flag route and covered well, and so he tucks it under and able to move the chains.
1st and goal at the 5. This is the most attacking Valley's done on offense all night. Trying to punch it in one more time here. Here's a handoff to Robinson. Robinson gets some contact, trying to get to the outside, stops short, and a late flag. Robinson a little slow to get up. He walks off on his own. I'll call a personal foul, face mask against the Pirates. And that will reset the downs, puts Valley at the 1.
Not sure if we had a timeout or not. We got the clock stopped.
Robinson will come out.
Now it's running again. So time is a little bit of a factor here because of the continuous running clock. We're going to be under a minute by the time they snap this.
It'll be 1st and goal at the 2. Cunningham, hand off to Hanna. He's stuffed. With less than a minute to go, this Wheelersburg defense still not wanting to give an inch. Gavin Hanna stuck behind the line. And now maybe one more play left on the table for Valley.
Well, you appreciate the competitive juice of Wheelersburg there. And now as you come in, very possibly the final play of the game.
18 seconds left. Cunningham gonna keep it himself. He's dropped behind the line. Logan Witt into the backfield. And it looks like that will be the final play of regulation. And that's your ball game from Lucasville. The Wheelersburg Pirates sink the ship of the undefeated Valley Indians. And a commanding 52-7 win for Wheelersburg puts the Pirates at 5-0 on the year.
Outstanding focus. Wheelersburg comes in. A lot made of next week's showdown with Ironton. They were locked in on tonight's undefeated opponent in Valley, and right from the start it was all Pirates, and sets up what should be a really, really special matchup next week.
We'll quickly step aside and give our final thoughts on this contest when we come back. 52-7 Wheelersburg, your final score. You're watching Ohio High School football on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
It's me, Wednesday Addams. Your life just took a dark turn. I regret to inform you that I have devised the meal of misfortune with Wendy's. It's pure torture for your taste buds, with 4 nightmarish dips of dread. Don't waste my time asking which ones you'll get. You must surrender to your fate. Enjoy the anguish.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie and Son Trucking. Willie and Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie and Son Trucking each week at sosaohio.com.
Back here at Valley High School, your final score from this one, the Wheelersburg Pirates 52, the Valley Indians 7. Wheelersburg, a commanding win to move to 2-0 in SOC play, 5-0 on the year. Shane, Wheelersburg dominated from the start and left their mark in this one.
Yeah, and if you haven't been with us or if you're late joining us after your game here Friday night in week 5, Wheelersburg did it in every phase possible. It started with some outstanding kicking from Cooper Heimbach. I thought that set a tone in terms of field position. With the field position, they were able to get quick stops, and the offense was able to strike early and often. Rucker had the 2 big touchdown passes, one to Xavier Miller, one to Elijah Brown. We also had Kenyon Evans show off his athleticism. Probably the highlight of the night was that 80-yard touchdown run. That was crazy. Maybe we'll try to get a video out there to showcase that to the fans, and then a 57-yard return on for the touchdown as well. Hunter Henderson had a pick 6. That was one of 3 turnovers Wheelersburg caused in that first half, and then we had the strong Damian Brannigan, the sophomore that you and I were impressed with. That was the short touchdown run, and that was set up by the special team block punt. So just so many different highlights there through the first 2 quarters. Obviously in the second half with the continuous running clock there, Wheelersburg kind of went to some of their depth and got some guys in. Valley continued to play. I thought Hunter Cunningham competed hard. I had him not counting the sack yardage. I had him over 40 yards rushing, and a lot of that came there in the second half where he extended a couple 4th down runs and so forth. Anthony Aaron, I thought, played pretty well. Obviously, this Wheelersburg defense is tough to run against. He was up over 50 yards and probably only played about 2.5, 3 quarters. And then, McNeil, certainly a big play guy too. So, as I said, if you're Lucasville Valley, I wouldn't worry about this for too long. You go to the film, you look at it. This is still a pretty good football team, and you and I still feel like a 7-8 win season ahead of them, very, very possible, which would be very much in play for the playoffs.
Very doable, and you look at the rest of Valley's schedule at Northwest next week. Now, none of these games are gimmies by any means, but very, very winnable. You have to like your chances if you are the Indians. At Northwest next week, and then you've got West coming to your place the following week, followed by senior night against Oak Hill. They end the regular season with back-to-back road games at Grandview Heights and at Minford. Again, you have to like your chances of 7-3, 8-2 if you're Valley.
Well, I agree, and it starts one at a time. Now they'll go to the film here and they'll take a look at this. Again, we said a couple times tonight, Northwest has been kind of a dangerous opponent, been one that's kind of weird to figure out. Certainly don't want to go down there and overlook anyone. And I'm sure, knowing how well Coach Valley is, that they'll be back to the film room, back to the practice field, and they'll come out focused again next Friday night.
And now the stage is set for next Friday at Ed Miller Stadium in Wheelersburg. The Pirates hosting undefeated Ironton, the defending Division V state champs, in a historic rivalry game. It's going to be standing room only, must-see TV, any superlative you can think of for that game down at Wheelersburg next Friday.
No, I agree, and it is. It's going to be everything you'd ever want it to be. And what's so awesome for those two programs is regardless of what happens next week, both teams are going to have a special opportunity ahead of them to continue to chase down as they chase that postseason success as well.
One more time before we head out, don't forget to tune in to John Bruce, Jeff Miller, and Christian Spradlin from our studio in Chillicothe tonight for the Haynes Total Healthcare Coaches Call-In Show presented by Edward Jones. And then tomorrow morning for some high school volleyball action, join Dewey and Shane from Waverly as the Tigers host Hillsboro to round off our week of coverage. Also, be on the lookout early next week for Overtime presented by Perfection One. Shane, you and John Bruce will recap our week of coverage and then give us a look into next week as well. One final time from Valley High School, the Wheelersburg Pirates cruise to a 52-7 victory over Valley to move to 5-0 on the season. Want to give a shout out to Carson Wickline stepping in on the camera tonight. And one final time, I'm Carson Francis, joined by Shane Combs. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's presentation of Ohio High School football on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Yeah. Good call, guys.
Hey, you too.